This above all to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, that thou canst not then be false to any man. That, as you may well know, is from Hamlet, Shakespeare's Hamlet, and it's the advice that Polonius gives to Laertes before he leaves for France. That was so short, so I'm going to give you another quote from one of my other favorite authors, Ursula K, who says, quote, "If I don't speak truth, I can't seek truth." And that's from her book, The Eye of the Heron, chapter 5, which she wrote in 1978. Welcome to the Premier Wellness Travel Meditation Sessions, where I offer space and support to breathe, to up our vibrations, and to create connections. I'm Cassandra Marcella Metzger. I'm the founder of Premier Wellness Travel and a certified yoga therapist, and I'm here to guide you in the discovery of meditation and all of its benefits during this unusual time. Each weekday at approximately 10 o'clock, I will be here to offer some space to guide you and inspire you to create possibility for groundedness, routine, kindness, and compassion. And I'll be offering some tips and resources along the way as appropriate and as they come up. So today is our second in a series on the yamas and niyamas. We're focusing on the yamas, which are the rules for living in yoga. They're one of the 8 limbs of yoga. It's actually the first limb of yoga. The poses is actually 3. So there's the yamas is 1, niyamas is 2. They're not necessarily in sequential orders. They're called the limbs because they're all supposed to grow and you're supposed to focus on them all equally at the same time. So they all sort of expand. And as with the poses, bringing you back to your body, the yamas are supposed to bring you back to yourself by giving you sort of precepts to live by as you interact with others. The yamas are about how you treat yourself and how you yourself move through the world towards yourself. So yesterday we spoke about, what did we speak about? I'm having a brain. Love and nonviolence. And today we're going to be talking about truth. In yoga, it's called Satya. Iyengar speaks of the words of truth and a life of truth. So he talks about the importance of both. But in speaking, he lays out 4 ways that speech can be untruthful or harmful. The first is abuse or obscenity. Second is outright falsehoods. The third is any sort of slander or libel against another. And the fourth is ridiculing of what others hold sacred or what they hold dear. So this yama asks us to be careful and considered in our speech, and that if we are, that our words would then more likely be listened to, attended to, and respected if we speak carefully about what we say, and if we always speak truth. Not always, but that's the goal. This yama then also compels us to listen to the truth in our own hearts. It compels us to be true and not live false lives, that we listen to our inner destiny, and in that way we can enjoy a settled mind, samatha, and also have freedom and peace of mind and freedom when we live our truth and don't listen to what other people think we should do or say, whether that's our parents or our society or the news, that we really check in with ourselves. And the meditation is a way to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a seat for today. And I want you to close your eyes. We're going to focus on truths. I want you to lift your spine and relax the tops of your shoulders, down your back. And I want you to take a nice deep inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Nice deep belly breath and exhale. Continue breathing deeply as I guide you through a series of questions. Why do we lie? Is reality so awful that we have to make it better with lies? Do we lie in order to make ourselves out to be better than we are? Do we lie because we want that to be the truth? Whatever's embodied in that lie. And anyway, what's so harmless about some white lies? Don't they help to make the story better? But not always. And sometimes they aren't so white and harmless. So consider what stories you might be telling yourself. What are you assuming about your life or in your life or another's life that you truly do not know for sure? And consider how that assumption or supposition could be harming you or causing you suffering. Maybe there's a kernel of truth there, but you're exaggerating in the thoughts in your mind. Or maybe you're telling an untruthful story about the future, which hasn't happened yet, so it can't be reality. You're discriminating against the future and assuming the worst, or maybe assuming the best. Maybe we believe that it's true because that's what's happened in the past, but is it really true? What truths are you avoiding in your life? Do you have any confusion or doubt about your inner values that maybe are clouding up what your heart desires, what your heart knows is true? Do you feel at peace with yourself and with your life? Living the truth is not always easy, but feeling that peace or feeling that freedom can be a sign that we are. Now, you may have heard of a woman named Byron Katie, whose work has been very instrumental in my own life. I first encountered her in 2002. She asks 4 questions to help us ascertain the truth. And these 4 questions are called the work. Because so much pain in our lives can come from the illusions that we have and from not actually seeing the truth. So I'm going to guide you through that now, those 4 questions. Around a situation that is upsetting to you in some way. It could be just a situation in your own life. It could be a interaction with another person, or with your job or your community. And I want you to, think that thought about that situation, what you believe is causing you the pain. And her first question is simply, is it true? And it's either a yes or a no. Is it true? If the answer is yes, then ask yourself, you can go a little deeper, can I absolutely know that it is true? And take this opportunity to look again. You want to shine a flashlight in on that moment, or that circumstance, or that situation, and see what it reveals to you. Is it absolutely, positively true? That it's a fact, not your interpretations of the facts. And if the answer is no, either to is it true or are you absolutely certain that it's true, I want you just to witness what feelings or body sensations arise when you believe that thought, that it is not true. Just notice without judgment, just with curiosity. Hey, maybe there's something else going on here. Maybe it's not as true as I think. And while you're doing this, you can consider as well, how did you treat the other person? How did you treat yourself? Are there any habitual thoughts that clouded your thinking about this? Not necessarily learned behavior, but learned thinking. Any sort of obsessions or addictions that maybe begin to appear when you think that thought. Sometimes when we're thinking something that's an illusion or delusion, our behaviors can reinforce the thought to prove to ourselves that it's true. And then the last and final question, the 4th question, is just to return back to that painful situation that caused suffering. And take a moment to reflect and observe and maybe even experience what happened again. But this time without that thought about what is true. This time with more openness. And this can be very hard at times, especially with thoughts that we identify with. But we can sort of open up and try to see who we could be. Who would we be? Who could we be without that thought? How would you feel about this other person or see this other person? Again, drop all of the judgments. Just notice and be curious about what is revealed through this process. What is revealed about what is really true? Oftentimes, living with delusions or with assumptions creates so much needless suffering and pain, which is why this is a really important yama, Satya, truth. Should go ahead and open your eyes. Byron Katie's original book, the only one that was published back when I encountered her, was called Loving What Is. I wanted to share with you another book of hers called I Need Your Love, Is That True? It's also a very good book, mostly about relationships. You could also just go to her website called thework.com, PHEWORK.com. So we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up and for a like, and please subscribe. Thanks.